Welcome to Wealthfinity, where we explore the world of wealth and the people who have amassed it. In this video, we'll be diving into the net worth of one of the most influential figures in modern technology, Steve Jobs. As the co-founder of Apple and a pioneer in the personal computer industry, Jobs was widely regarded as a visionary and an innovator. But just how wealthy was he? From his early days as a college dropout to his rise as a tech titan. We'll take a closer look at Jobs' finances and explore the sources of his enormous wealth. So sit back, relax, and join us as we uncover the incredible fortune of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was undoubtedly one of the most influential figures in the technology industry. The co-founder of Apple Inc. and the mastermind behind the iPod, iPhone, and iPad, Jobs transformed the way we interact with technology and changed the course of history. However, despite his iconic status, the question remains: how much was Steve Jobs really worth? Early life and career. Stephen Paul Jobs was born in San Francisco, California, in 1955. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who raised him in Mountain View, California. From a young age, Jobs was interested in technology and electronics, and he pursued this passion throughout his life. In 1972, he enrolled at Reed College in Portland, Oregon, but dropped out after just one semester. He later worked as a technician for Atari, a computer gaming company. In 1976, Jobs co-founded Apple Inc. with Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne. The company's first product, the Apple I, was released the following year. Apple went on to become one of the most successful and iconic companies in the world. With a range of products that included the Macintosh computer, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. Jobs was known for his visionary leadership and his ability to create products that were both user-friendly and aesthetically pleasing. Jobs' net worth at the time of his death. At the time of his death in 2011, Steve Jobs' net worth was estimated to be around $10.2 billion. However, this figure was not static throughout his life. Jobs' net worth fluctuated over the years, and there were several factors that contributed to this. In the early years of Apple, Jobs' net worth was relatively modest. In fact, he famously sold his Volkswagen van to help finance the development of the Apple II computer. However, as Apple became more successful, Jobs' net worth grew rapidly. By 1982, he was worth around $100 million, and by 1997, he had a net worth of $1.2 billion. However, Jobs' net worth took a hit in the late 1990s, when he was forced out of Apple following a power struggle with CEO John Sculley. He went on to found Next Computer, a company that produced high-end workstations for the education and business markets. Next was eventually acquired by Apple, and Jobs returned to the company as CEO in 1997. In the years that followed, Jobs oversaw the development and release of several iconic products, including the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. Apple's success under his leadership was staggering, and Jobs' net worth grew accordingly. By 2010, he was worth around $8.3 billion. However, Jobs' net worth was not solely derived from his work at Apple. He also invested in other companies, including Pixar Animation Studios, which he bought from George Lucas in 1986 for $10 million. Pixar went on to produce a string of successful films, including Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. When Pixar was acquired by Disney in 2006, Jobs became Disney's largest shareholder, with a 7% stake in the company. This investment alone was worth around $4.5 billion at the time of his death. Other sources of Steve Jobs' wealth. While the bulk of Jobs' wealth was derived from his holdings in Apple and Disney, he also had other sources of income and investments. For example, Jobs was the largest shareholder in a company called the Goldman Sachs Group, Inc., and he owned a significant amount of real estate in California. In addition, Jobs was known for his philanthropic endeavors. And he donated millions of dollars to various causes and charities throughout his lifetime. He was also a vocal advocate for environmental causes and invested heavily in renewable energy technologies. Lessons learned from Steve Jobs' financial success. There are many lessons that can be learned from Steve Jobs' financial success. First and foremost, Jobs' story demonstrates the power of entrepreneurship and innovation. By co-founding Apple and Pixar, Jobs was able to create groundbreaking products that changed the course of technology and generated enormous wealth. Secondly, Jobs' success also highlights the importance of investing in oneself. Throughout his life, Jobs was known for his relentless focus on personal growth and development. He famously dropped out of college to pursue his entrepreneurial ambitions. And he spent years studying design and aesthetics to hone his creative skills. Finally, Jobs' financial success also underscores the importance of diversification. While the bulk of Jobs' wealth was tied up in his holdings in Apple and Disney, he also had other sources of income and investments that helped to mitigate his risk. Steve Jobs was one of the most successful entrepreneurs and innovators of our time. And his financial success was a reflection of his groundbreaking achievements. While Jobs' net worth at the time of his death was estimated to be $10.2 billion. His legacy and impact on the technology industry are priceless. By studying his financial success, we can gain valuable insights into the power of entrepreneurship, personal growth, and diversification. In conclusion, the wealth of Steve Jobs was substantial and varied throughout his life, but it was not the most important aspect of his legacy. While he was certainly successful in business and accumulated great wealth, his impact on technology and culture was far more significant. His innovative ideas and products continue to shape the world we live in today. Steve Jobs was a visionary who was passionate about creating products that would change people's lives, and that is the true measure of his success. His wealth may have been impressive, but his contributions to the world will be remembered far longer than any dollar amount.